Hey everyone, Bryan Curtis here, just making a drive out to Cedar Rapids. Wanted to talk about the fact that life, it's just not going to happen for you if you sit back and you don't make it happen. At least if you want success. I mean, you can sit back and do nothing, and life will allow you to do that. I mean, there's certain ways that you can get by. But if you really want abundance, if you really want more for your life, then you got to go grab it. You got to find it. You've got to find a solution. And I think, there's so many people out there right now that are saying, well, if they up the minimum wage or whatever, I mean, what is that going to do? I mean, is that going to change somebody's life? Yeah, it might give them a little more money, put food on the table or whatever, but I think it's going to hinder people in the long run. Not to mention items are going to go up, but this is a very controversial topic, so I won't talk about it long. But I will talk about what it takes to be successful, and it takes a lot more than your boss paying you a little bit more, or you getting that dollar raise or whatever. It is a complete paradigm. It's a complete mindset change. It's a shift. I mean, you've got to find something that somebody's willing to pay you to do and pay you well. And, people say, go after your passions. If your passion is art or whatever, yeah, pursue your passions, but you need to find something that pays you and pays you well, so that way you can live. And then if your passion is art, unless you're Picasso and you're making, well, he's dead, but his paintings are worth millions and millions of dollars now. I don't know how much they were worth when he was alive, but I wouldn't imagine very much money. Then you need to find something that you can make the money, so that way you can do the things you want to do, right? I mean, like real estate, it's a good fit for me because I actually do kind of love it, and it gives me the money that I need to do the things I want to do, to support my family, to go on the vacations, the 8 vacations a year that I try to go on, I try to go on 12, but I'm only going to get 8 in this year. I'll have to do 16 next year, right? But you got to find something that somebody's willing to pay you for. And sorry about the quality of the video here. I'm on my way out to Cedar Rapids I've got a busy day ahead of me, taking care of some clients. I mean, because that's why I get paid so well, is because I'm willing to make this 2-hour drive and then drive to 3 other houses and get marketing done and drop things off and do things for them. I've got one lady that lives in Boston, and her home's in Iowa City. It's a $525,000 house, and I want to sell it. So I'm going to be going over there today. So the video might be a little tilted, a little slanted. It's the content that matters, guys. That's another thing too. Stop trying to be a perfectionist. Get what you want to say, what you need to say out there. Because if you don't, the right people are not going to hear it. And in order to get to the places you need to have people in your life. Okay, this isn't a one-man show. You need people to help you along the way, no matter what. And a lot of it you can do on your own, but you need connections. You need that right connection to introduce you to that right person, right? Like like in order to get that potential sale, you've got to have that relationship, right? Like, let's say you're medical device sales. Let's say, for instance, you need to have that relationship with that doctor, right? In order to get that meeting. In order to get the best jobs, guys, are not on job boards. They're not. Sorry, Career Builder and all these other people that get paid for charging people, or LinkedIn job premium or whatever. Sorry guys, the best jobs are not advertised. You know, they are all given from, you know, somebody they know. Like, hey, who do you know would be a good fit for, well, the good jobs at least, right? I mean, the CEO positions, you know, and all, and the high-end jobs, you're not going to get by putting your resume on monster.com. I mean, I don't care what any recruiter says. I've done recruiting, I know. That doesn't mean I know everything about recruiting, but I do know one thing, that the people that are the most successful, they're the ones out finding the jobs. They're not sitting there waiting for somebody to call them. Like, if I sat around waiting for people to call me, well, I take that back. A lot of people do call me now because of the work I put in, the effort I put in. So I do get quite a few calls. But early on, my phone wasn't ringing. You know, if I sat there waiting for my phone to ring, I'd be at a homeless shelter. I wouldn't even have a phone, right? So I had to pick the phone up. And for most of you who think that you can just, you know, buy leads through lead services and all this stuff, and you can get by in life without picking the phone up, you're crazy. The phone is still the most economical and the best tool you can use. And I don't care, you know, some social media guru is probably going to argue with me on YouTube about this, or they're going to post something out, some stat or some nonsense, some analytic or whatever. But, you know, truth be told, the phone is still the number one tool out there to use today for sales. And that's never going to go away. And, you know, your job, it may be more in person, right? You know, maybe that's where most of your sales are. But it usually starts with a phone call, right? I mean, you want to make sure that the decision maker's there. So you've got to find a way to get around the gatekeeper and get either the decision maker on the phone, or find out when he's going to be there. And then, yes, maybe go knock on the door if you have time. But and this is a stat that I do know. It costs about 8 times as much for an in-person visit as a phone call. And I think that number is really low personally, just because, you know, of the mass amount of time. And I mean, I think that's just like gas and all that stuff figured in, you know. But I mean, like, if you figure in your time, it's probably 20 times as much. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't go out and knock on doors. That doesn't mean that I don't go out and do door hangers and all that stuff. I mean, that stuff works, guys. I mean, you know, that shows effort, that shows initiative. There's an agent, young guy out there doing videos on some of my listings for me. You know, that impresses me, you know, because he is taking initiative. He's not selling a lot right now, but, you know, I would rather have that guy on my team than one of the top salespeople who are stuck in their ways and are lazy. Like, you know what? Give me somebody who's hungry and who's motivated, and I'll make them rich. I mean, I know how to do it. I mean, from, you know, I know how to add zeros into a bank account. I mean, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've got a little over $2 billion in sales total, and that's selling everything. We're talking cable, vacuums, freaking multi-level marketing, credit card processing, medical devices, pharmaceuticals, software, hardware, marketing services, you know, I mean, telecommunications products, I mean, everything imaginable, heavy machinery, trucking, logistics. I mean, the list goes on. If it's legal, I probably sold it. You know, I've I've been through it. I've tried everything, guys, and that's why, you know, I'm willing to share my information with people. And some people could be rolling their eyes and going like, "Oh, this guy's full of himself." I'm not full of myself, but I am confident in what I can do, and I think I've got a lot to offer. So that's why I'm going to start creating some courses, and a lot of the stuff that I'm going to bring out, it may not be revolutionary, but it may be just what you need to hear, and boom, boom, boom. Because what you listen to, what clicks, that's what triggers those, the endorphins in your mind. And if you're just negative, you're going to be negative. There's just no way around it. And trust me, I am a negative person. I'm also, I have anger issues. I've got bouts of depression. I've got bouts of anxiety, bouts of, believe it or not, confidence issues. I mean, I used to hate taking pictures. I used to dread taking pictures. Now here I am driving down the road. It's not perfect lighting. I don't have, my hair is not perfect. I pretty much just woke up and got in the car and started driving. I brushed my teeth, of course, stuff like that. Put a little water in my face. But, I didn't make sure my hair was perfect, and, the filter, I don't have the filter on and all that stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about the content. It's about putting something out there. One thing I can tell you is don't spend a bunch of time editing your video. Unless you're a professional videographer, and that's your business, is to make really high-end videos. But if you're just trying to expand your brand, then, get some content out there. Like, stop worrying about it. Facebook Live is a great tool. I hate how granular it is, and it doesn't really, the streaming's not very good on it. And I don't know why that is. I don't know. I mean, they're worth $50 billion. You would think they could figure that out. But there's a lot of other mediums too that you want to be on, and you want to get your content out there. And my YouTube channel, a lot of my videos may not even get any views at all. They might get 0 views, and I'm like, what the hell? This is good stuff, man. But that's all right. I'm going to keep putting content out there, and it's going to catch on. Boom, it's going to catch on like that. That's how it was for me in real estate. I wasn't ultra successful right out of the gate. I was having a hard time. I was having troubles. I was having troubles finding people. I didn't have a network. I didn't have a bunch of rich friends who could refer me to people to sell their house or whatever. I didn't have a lot of experience. I didn't have anything. I couldn't show anybody anything. It's I could talk to them till I'm blue in the face, but it was the opportunities. I didn't have the opportunities, and then, I just kept doing it, kept showing up. Show up every day. Boom, boom, boom. Hit the phones. Do this, do that. Learn this skill, learn that skill, and then eventually it clicked. And that's what's going to happen for you if you keep trying. And I hate the word try, because that is well, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But that's life. Lots of things aren't going to work. I've had a lot of things that I've tried in my life that didn't work. But guess what? I learned from them, and I got better. They weren't complete waste of time. There's some things that some ideas that I've had that have bombed, miserably, and, I could sit here and cry about it and say, oh, I just wasted 2 months of my life, or I spent $3,000 on this package that I didn't use, or, whatever.